Tonight, it's Live with Vince Eliot. Live with Vince Eliot. Tonight on Live with Vince Eliot, helping you find the best health and wellness gifts from Nature's Technology. It's Dylan Lovelace. You the man. And keeping the show on track, co-host Erica Mack. Erica Mack. Who's the Mac? Let's get it. That's right.
Hello. Hello.
It is Tuesday. It is December the 8th. And if you're watching on replay, maybe it's not December the 8th. But I am Vince Eliot. You are watching Live with Vince Eliot, and she is
Erica Mack.
She is the one who likes to talk in third person and say she is.
Yes.
I don't know what's wrong with it, but anyway.
Yes, she is.
Welcome. I am excited again for another show. We've got a great show for you. Before I tell you anything about it, Erica's got something she always wants to tell you.
Absolutely. Hey, you, look at me. We need you to go and smash that like button on YouTube. Smash the like button on YouTube. And we also need you to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to YouTube at The Vince Eliot. That is The Vince Eliot on YouTube. And guess what? We need you to smash because that's how it works for YouTube. And in most of the algorithms out there, you must like us.
You have to like us.
So go ahead and do that.
If nothing else, like Lil V or something, Yeah. Anyway, so today we have an awesome show. You know this show is about information, education, inspiration, motivation, and yes, some laughs. But we have today Mr. Dylan Lovelace of Natures Technology, and he is going to be giving you some great information about, how should I put this? First of all, it is the holiday season. It's a giving season. And so some of you, if you're like me, you still haven't gotten all your gifts. Well, today you're going to see some perfect gifts because what better gift can you give somebody? What better gift can you give someone other than health and wellness? And what he has for us today is all about health and wellness. Plus, there's some business opportunities for you entrepreneurs out there, people looking to bring in additional income. So we'll talk more about that once we get him on today. I'll let him tell you all about that. In the meantime, you know what time it is. Well, no, it's not that time, is it, Erica? Because I got to ask you, I got to let the music stop because I have to ask you, how was your week?
Week was great. I've been relaxing. Yes, I've been relaxing to the best of my ability in the midst of working. But yeah, the week was great. We haven't seen each other or talked to even our audience out there since Thanksgiving. Right. Hope you all had a great and happy Thanksgiving. It was really good. I did something really crazy. Well, not crazy, but it was great for me. I went grocery shopping, bought all the food, took it to my mother's house and told her to cook it. And so my husband's like, well, what are we supposed to eat for Thanksgiving? He didn't see any food in the house. So I went and picked it up the night before and then brought it back home.
Wow. My week was great. It was interesting. It had its share of roller coaster adventures. I'll stick with the highlights though. My daughter got accepted into College for Creative Studies, and they don't accept everybody. So we worked hard. It was 3 of us that worked hard on that. Myself, my wife, and my daughter, had to put a whole.
We worked hard for that acceptance.
We worked hard. We got accepted. I'm really happy about that.
That's awesome.
Work has been, I do production, so work has been interesting. It's been challenging. Many of you know I've been working with this overseas company, and, they just notified me and said, hey, can we use you all week next week? I was like, you still paying? I'm available. So that was great. But,
that's awesome.
I typically ask you, Erica, about your bowling, and I know that's a sore subject right now.
But, it's not sore. It is what it is. Yeah. Life happens. You don't get upset about it. You just find ways around it. I'll be going to practice soon here or there. I could have went today, but yeah, I had this migraine since yesterday that I was dealing with, so didn't get a chance to go out and practice today. But I will be going out to practice, which is great. So
yeah, get your practice on, because once I come back, it's on. It's on.
That's it.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time for In Other News.
And now for news you may or may not be able to use. News other than Trump, COVID, or civil unrest. It's In Other News. Live from one of our remote studios, it's news anchor Erica Mack.
Welcome back to another week, to another week. In other news, so I found one of these stories again, but I couldn't let it go. Goodness. I'm sorry, I couldn't let it go.
You always come with something.
Grass Valley, California man Caleb Benham rescued his dog from a bear. So he looked out, he heard a lot of commotion in his backyard, and, and he looked out, lo and behold, a black bear had his dog head in his mouth. So he said he ran outside, and he's like, I gotta save my dog. And he jumped on the bear and started punching him in the face and punching him in the eye until the bear released the dog. And so-
come on, Erica, come on. Listen, Erica, let me just stop the music. Wait a minute, stop. Okay. Listen, Erica, all right, I need to let people know, Erica is responsible for coming up with the stories for In Other News, and apparently she did not do her work, so she just made up some ridiculousness. Erica, that is not a true story. I'm going to call you out.
Such a true story. He said he heard a growl, he looked out, and it was about 100 feet away from him, and a bear was dragging him by his head, and he had to do whatever he had to do to get his dog out his mouth. He said, I ran out there and I plowed into that bear, and I jumped on him, and I punched him, and I punched him, and I punched him again until he released my dog. And he said, and he said, what would you do? He's like, that dog is my kid, and I would do anything to save my kid. I would die for my dog.
There's so much I can say about this. Okay, first of all, the last story you brought us, we weren't here last week, but the week before, you told us about, well, we replayed it. So you told us about the guy, and we saw it. We actually saw the guy who saved his puppy from a small alligator.
Absolutely.
Even though it was small, it's still big enough to kill the dog, and it had the dog in its mouth. And we saw the guy go into the water, pry the alligator's mouth open, and release his dog. Now, a bear has a dog in his mouth. And is this the same guy? I mean, what's really going on?
I know, but this
where's this guy from?
This is in Grass Valley, California. So that other one was in Florida.
Now, I don't know nothing about Grass Valley, but is that like hillbilly? You know, is that politically correct to say? You know, I don't know. But one thing I can tell you is that person wasn't black. I can tell you that. I know.
Absolutely.
He was not black, because the brothers would have been like,
yeah, I love my dog.
I love my dog, but I got to keep my life. And so he was successful in getting
he was successful in getting his dog out of the bear's mouth. The dog did have to have some surgery, basic stuff and stuff, but he was successful. And to me, I'm just like, I would have said,
oh my goodness,
I probably would have just been crying, because that would have been it.
I would have been. So I would imagine. Think about what the bear was thinking. The bear, he's like, is this fool crazy? He must be on something. If he crazy enough to hit me, I think I'm just gonna let the dog go. I mean, if he that crazy, he got to be something ain't right.
Yes, that would have been it.
Oh my goodness! So the dog was injured, had to go to the vet and all that kind of stuff and get taken care of.
Yes, the dog is alive and well. He does have to wear the shield to stop so he can heal. But it is just like, wow! I was like, I can't believe this. I can't make this stuff up. People are actually out here doing this. Check it out.
Well, I tell you what. Hats off to that guy, because I wouldn't have done it. I'm just going to tell you right now. And I just want to shout out to our viewers who are watching. Welcome to the Live Vince Eliot Show. If you missed the initial welcome, we're going to be talking about health and wellness products that are not only good for you, but make a great gift for yourself and for your loved ones. And there's a business opportunity behind that. We want your comments. We want your questions. So you guys go ahead and get ready for Mr. Dylan Lovelace, who's going to be joining us today. And Alvette, she said, that dog would have been dead. Alvette says, rest in peace, Paco. That's funny. Yeah, we're looking for your comments. We want you guys to be a part of the show. So go ahead and make your comments and get ready to ask your questions for our topic today. In the meantime, listen, I just want to warn you guys in advance. Lil V is here today, and he's not right in the head. That's all I know. Today, he's he's up to his old tricks, and he's tired of quarantine, and he's going to do whatever he can do to get out of this quarantine. He wants to get out. So if you don't know who Lil V is, well, he's my alter ego, and he is just all about trying to get me to do the wrong things, whether it's eating habits, whether it's lack of exercise, whether it's cussing people out, whatever it is. Without further ado, we're going to take a little break, and within that break, we're going to see Lil V, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Vince Eliot saying thank you for your support. Real quick, I just want to come on and say a few things real quick. First of all, you guys are amazing because some of you are supporting the show by viewing us every single week. You're financially supporting, you're telling your family and friends, people are going to the YouTube page, subscribing, hitting the notifications bell. We are growing by leaps and bounds. We got a team now. We got Erica Mack, who keeps the show on track, my co-host. We got a producer, super duper producer, Deidre. She's in the background holding it down. And we are now at a place where we are opening the window of opportunity for sponsorship. That's right. If you know of someone who has a business, or if you yourself have a business whose product or service align with our brand, we want to hear from you. Send us an email at thevinceeliot@gmail.com, and we will send you the information. We have packages as low as $100 a week. Can't beat that. Those prices are going to go up as our audience grows, so you want to get in where you fit in. Also, if you want to support the show, simply go to the Cash App now there on the screen, $ live with Vince Eliot. 1 L, 1 T in Elliot, so your money gets routed to the right place and gets used appropriately. In the meantime, we will continue to bring you information, education, inspiration, motivation, and yes, a few laughs. Look out for Lil V. He's always trying to get on the show. So in the meantime, let's get back to the show.
Hey, big fella.
Oh, it's you.
I don't think we feel too good. I'm feeling kind of woozy.
We feel fine. You're just mad because I didn't put more sugar in that oatmeal.
I think I'm suffering from sugar deficiency disorder.
Go ahead on with that.
Oh.
All right, I had to cut that one because apparently this is why I need an editor. I've been telling you guys that I need an editor because I'm trying to do too much, and obviously the four heads are getting cut off, and it's going to take away from the funniness of the bit. So we're going to have to go without Lil V. But you know what? Yeah, we're going to have to go without Lil V today because the size of the frame is not right, and we got to fix that. But we'll fix that in time for next week, and we'll run it back. In the meantime, I think that's good because we've got so much to cover today that we can do. I mean, should we give him a little short Lil V from the sugar one? Should we let him see that one, or should we just move on, Eric? I'm gonna let you call it.
We could just go on. They saw the sugar one.
They saw the sugar one.
They can go watch them online.
That's right. That's right.
Go back to YouTube and like them and watch them.
So yeah. So if you're just joining us, we have Dylan Lovelace that's going to be coming on with us today. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about my guest, and then I'm going to bring him on and let him tell the rest. So first of all, last time we talked about pivoting your business, or if you don't have a business, how can you earn additional income during this pandemic? If you have a business, you're saying, well, man, I'm out of work and what can I do? Well, there's a lot of creative things you can do, and we talked about a lot of those things last week, so you need to go watch last week's show so you can get some of those tips. There were a lot of great tips from Dr. Nicole Farmer. But my guest tonight has done exactly what we talked about. He has pivoted from what he does. Now, I'll tell you what his career is in carpentry, and we met on the set of the Tyler Perry tour earlier this year, and he was responsible for creating the turntable on the stage and everything. Not just that, but I mean, setting the setup and all of that. And literally, he has to go in the back with the pencil in his ear and say, okay, that's 2 inches by 17 feet and all that kind of stuff, and make sure everything fits just right. I mean, it is such an awesome and detailed responsibility. I can't do it justice. So that's where we met on the set of that. And then now he's doing something new. And so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring him on to tell you all about it. I know you're out there shouting and screaming and clapping. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my guest, Mr. Dylan Lovelace.
Hello and welcome.
Let me bring you with some funky music. Bring you on. That's more like it, huh? There you go.
Let's go.
What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Actually, I should say welcome back to the show, because on my very first test run, you came on and talked to me, and this was before I had Erica and my producer and everything, and we had a great time talking about some things, but it has progressed. So I'm just going to allow you to introduce yourself in your own way and welcome yourself to the show and say something to our fans, our viewers.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on again. My name is Dylan Lovelace. I am the owner and founder of a new company called Natures Technology. We are a wholesaler of all natural commodities, essential oils, and fragrance oils. And our primary mission is to get these commodities throughout all of our communities throughout the United States and inspire entrepreneurism, inspire people to not only just provide healthy, everyday body care products for themselves, but also being a distributor in those areas. So that way our communities aren't left out when it comes to, the pandemic and the stores being empty, to just make sure that people in our community are a source to still provide quality health care and body care products.
So you and I met. It was for me, it was the first time working with Tyler Perry. I'm imagining that you worked with them before. Tell me about that.
No, I came on as, so first of all, they were doing arena dates. So when a tour happens, they decide whether they want to stay in the theater or move to an arena. Obviously, it was Tyler Perry. He was too big for the theaters. In order to fill more seats, they had to do arena dates. And if you have an arena, there's no stage in an arena, right? So they hired me. I used to work with a company called All Access Staging and Productions. I'm actually still affiliated with them, as you can see. Oh, right there, the jacket right there. And so I'm still affiliated with them. I still build stages for them. However, due to the whole pandemic and the shutdown, I had to do something different, but that's how we met. I was doing the rolling stage, and they ended up liking my work ethic, liking how I streamlined everything, because I was really doing like a 3-man job with just by myself,
Wow.
Because I've been doing it so long, and I'm so familiar with all of the venues and all of the labor throughout the country. So there's guys that I know how to deputize and help me get things done. And they ended up bringing me on as their head carpenter for the tour, because they were having some issues with their turntable, and it was making our production not look as tight as it should be. So, I'm all about, a standard of excellence and making sure, no one can ever say, well, look at their production. You know what I mean? Because when you see a black business or a black production, you don't think it's the same quality as what you would get in a Hollywood or, in the standard. So I like to make sure we not just only meet that standard, but excel past that standard. So I always hold myself to that type of high standard and high quality.
Well, having a front row seat, man, I can say that you did an awesome job. And, it was very interesting. I was a video tech and also a camera operator. And, we did a lot of the, working together. We had to have our part up for you all to put your part up and all of that type of thing. And it was just a pleasure working with you, and the attitude and everything of, working with people who have a spirit of excellence. It was a great thing. And so, we got to see it.
I'm very happy I did it. I'm very happy I accepted it, and I'll cherish it for the rest of my life, for sure.
So Erica, talk to this guy and find out, how did he go from doing that to doing this?
That is a great question. How did you go ahead and pivot in a time like this that we're this season that we're in, where everything is like stop, don't move, don't pass go, do not collect $200. How did you make that decision to go ahead and jump into commodities?
So the thing is there was another young lady I was on tour with. Her name was I don't remember her last name. Her name was Yvetta, and she was the production assistant. I don't know if you were out there when she was there, Vince. We went through a few different production managers from the beginning of the tour to the end, and she was one of the production assistants that came out with one of the production managers. And just when the shutdown happened, we got home back in like February of this year, right? And then around March, I was just pretty much, just trying to stay quarantined. I was staying in my house. I lived back in the woods, so I was just relaxing, enjoying the downtime, And it started dawning on me like, okay, I got to do something here, right? So I happened to be just on Facebook one day, and I seen Yvetta, a Facebook friend, and she was pouring oils into a bottle kind of like this, And she's pouring her oils, and she's talking about, since the shutdown, we're just going to get our inventory ready, and so that way when we open back up, we're ready. And it just kind of hit me right there, like I didn't know that she had a fragrance company. She owns a fragrance company down in Georgia, in Atlanta, and they kind of do air fresheners and that sort of stuff. So it hit me when she did that. I was like, duh. I had a bunch of shea butter sitting in my closet that I used to make lip balms and stuff with. And now that's a whole nother story. Years ago, I used to make lip balms and stuff, and I was always making my own body butters and stuff. But so I put it on Facebook. I put the raw shea butter on Facebook because I had a whole case of it. Put it on Facebook. I literally sold out of it in a couple days. Went and got another case, sold out of it in a couple days. Then I started thinking, okay, I know there's a lot of people out here that want and need shea butter. What can I do and how can I fit in? So my thing is instead of being the end user trying to compete with everybody, why don't I supply everybody? Yeah. So I'm pretty decent with my chips. You know what I mean? I don't drink, I don't smoke or anything. So I kind of just took whatever money I had and I just spent like $5,000 in just shea butter. And my wife thought I was crazy because she's like, what you buying shea butter for? I'm like, well, the way I look at it is if the money system collapses, I got a commodity. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I got a commodity. Like that can be traded for something. You know what I mean? It doesn't go bad right away. It has a long shelf life. So that was just my take on it. That's how I looked at it, and that's how I got into it. I just was like, I just didn't. And then the other thing is I just said I never wanted to, because as a young man, sometimes you have gut instincts, but you don't follow them as a young man. And I've always kicked myself in the behind later on. So after I hit 44, I always told myself I'm never going to doubt my gut again, ever. Yeah. I'm always going to go with my gut, what my gut tells me to do. And my gut told me this is the move, so that's what I did. I just went all in.
I tell you what, man, online is the way for business these days. But if there was ever a business that you could still sell on the streets, especially in the African American community, all you got to do is walk around with a tub of it, because you're gonna see some brothers that's ashy, and you just slap them with a little bit, like, "Here, brother, you need some of this right here," and you let them rub that.
I was talking about that today. She was saying, how, in her opinion, that mainly our main customer is black people, but you'll be very shocked, man. Spanish people, white people, all like, man, you got shea butter, you got cocoa butter, you got raw cocoa butter. Oh my God, I need some of that. So you'll be very shocked that people who know about commodities, they know how to use them and what they're used for. Like cocoa butter is used to make chocolates, so shea butter is used to make chocolate. So, if you know about them, trust me, the possibilities are endless to what you could do with them, so that's kind of the angle I thought. I said, I don't want to compete with everybody. Let me try to supply as many people as I possibly could and let them make the end user product.
So you went from shea butter, and then how did you progress? I mean, because I'm seeing all the things behind you. What's the progression of this?
So what I did was I I would make my profit margin off of shea, and then instead of, because I didn't want to just hustle this, right? Because I knew I was going to need to sustain a paycheck sooner or later, right? So instead of me taking the money out right now, while I was still, had some savings and stuff that could still float me, all the money that I made, any profits, went back into either buying more product or new products. So this is a snowball effect. When I first started, it was just shea butter, then it was cocoa butter, then it was cocoa mango butter. Then I got into doing some of the packaging and the bottling. And then, just whatever profit I made, if it was $200 in profit in a day, that $200 went to buying something else completely different. Then, another week go by, if I made $400 or $500 profit, that $400 or $500 went into buying more stuff. So I never, ever took any money from it. All the money just went back into buying more products. And then what I did, I was working out of my home. And then obviously I have a newborn, I have a 2-year-old, I have an 8-year-old.
You said obviously, like we know that.
I'm just saying, obviously with a family, it's hard to work.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Environment. Obviously, with a family, it's kind of hard to do work. Which everybody thinks that's the ideal situation. Like, oh, I want to work from home. But man, when you got a 2-year-old running around and, my 2-year-old daughter's a beast, she's a whole nother show. Right. So, so I just was like, I'm going to rent out. I was looking for a storefront, and pretty much, the thing that we run into when we come across white-owned businesses or white-owned property owners, they see me as a young Black man, and they say, okay, what kind of business are you doing? What are you doing exactly? And, I live in the Poconos, so all these businesses are empty out here. I'm thinking I'm going to get a deal, and I'm negotiating, right? I'm like, well, because of COVID, I'd be kind of foolish to kind of jump, and they all kind of turned me down, right? So I said, let me rethink this, right? So I ended up finding an office space that has a conference room, and it was a lower overhead. It's way cheaper, the rent. And so I ended up moving into this 20 by 20 office space. There was a store called Justice for Girls that was going out of business. I bought all their shelving very cheap. I went in there one day as they were going out. I bought their business, pretty much all their supplies, their packaging supplies. Wow. I think I spent like a G between the labor that I spent on a truck. It cost me $300 for a Penske truck. And then everything else, I got refrigerators, I got microwaves, so I'm pretty much set up to have a full facility, but I got it all for $1,000, so which wasn't a bad deal.
I'm
great deals.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move. Let's move from the internal stuff to the stuff that benefits the viewers more. And so they've got some questions. Erica, who we got over here?
We have Rhonda Smith. She wants to know, what is the price of your oils?
Okay. Great question. Thank you for asking. So remember, we're a wholesaler. Okay. We happen to wholesale to the public. So our oils start off at a 1/3 ounce bottle, which I don't have, but the standard 1/3 ounce bottle looks like this. We start these off at $2.50. And everybody's like, well, that seems cheap. Well, I would rather sell this to you and then you could turn around and sell it for $5 and make a profit. So that's my whole mission. But $2.50, that 1 ounces are $3.95, 2 ounces $7, 4 ounce is $12, 8 ounce is $17, and a full pound, these are the 16 ounce bottles that you see all right here. 16 ounce bottles normally go between 27 and 35, depending on the oil, how new the fragrance is. But they're very affordable, and you can definitely make a lot of money with oils.
And he also has a website that you can reference as well. We'll get that up, and we'll put it as well. LoveNaturesTechnologies.com, and it's LoveNaturesTechnology.com. You can also call us at 1-800-545-2906 at any time. We'll be very happy to take your call morning, noon, night. And our entire mission is to find other entrepreneurs as well as people who just want to save money. We want to be able to supply our communities and give them high quality products at a great price. And that's pretty much the purpose.
Okay. I'm gonna mess this name up. I feel it coming already.
With Kanae's?
Kanae, yeah. Kanae wants to know, first of all, thank you for launching and trying to find a company to back me up for my business. Can't wait to receive it. So, yeah, I guess Kanae is planning to purchase from you or has purchased from you.
Yeah. I sent her an invite. Hey, Kanae, how you doing? So yeah, she reached out to me through Facebook Marketplace, and our entire mission is to find people like her who are inspired, and obviously our people are the most creative on the planet. I could just imagine when we get high quality products in our people's hands, what they can come up with, what they can create, and that's the mission. You know what I mean? That's the mission, is to get these high quality products to our community, to people who have a vision, and our mission is to help them. And it's not just to sell them one time. I always tell my customers that I would rather not sell to you right now and you be ready. So that way, once we get you rolling, you're going to have a good impact on your market in your area, and you're going to do well, as opposed to me selling you something and it just sits in your closet, So
Rhonda's asking, how much is your shipping?
Shipping. Now, this is the one of the negatives and it's not even a negative. Shipping is just part of doing business, right? So there is no standard flat rate shipping. It all depends on how big or how small you order. Weight, size, that sort of thing. It can run anywhere from $5. It can run all the way up to $22.50 for a large box. However, people get kind of negged out on the shipping sometimes, and I tell them, well, think about it. You're buying wholesale, first of all, right? But I am coming up with a way to fix that negative. So for right now, shipping is going to cost you anywhere from $5 to $20, depending on what you order, right? You're ordering 50 pounds worth of stuff, it's going to cost you some money to get it to you because it's heavy. But think about the profit margins. Don't think about the small pennies just yet. You need to get your business rolling. You're going to have expense. If you're worried about $20 in shipping, you should see what my shipping costs are. So I literally spend thousands of dollars, like $1,500 just last month, just on shipping. You know what I mean? So don't think about the negatives as far as that. Just look at it as a cost of doing business. For those people who want to buy products, don't worry about the shipping, because you got to remember, you're buying at a wholesale price. If you're buying this at $2.50, somebody normally sells it at $5 or $10, and it costs me $3 to ship it to you. You're still paying roughly about the same price. So the benefit to us is buy a lot. Don't just buy one or two things. Buy a lot, stock up, and then you can still keep your shipping costs low. I can fit about 20 of these in an $8 shipping box. I can fit about 7 of these or 8 of these in an $8 shipping box. So whether you buy 1 or you buy 8, it costs you $4 each, where, anywhere else you go, it's going to be $10. But with that being said, I'm working on something right now. We're going to take a page out of Amazon's book, and we got what we call Natures Technology Plus. And it's going to be a subscription-based service where you pay a yearly annual subscription, and you're going to have unlimited shipping based on orders and how much you order per year. I'm also working towards, in that subscription, and I've been talking it out with my accountant and everything, we're going to offer lines of credit. Okay, so we're going to start giving credit to people to help them build their business. And we're going to have a course in that subscription. So we're going to teach you how to build business credit. Like right here, you see these cans of oil. Each one costs $500-$600. I have like 20 of them right there. I didn't use my money. I built that up. I bought that all with business credit. So I got $20,000 in oils right there, all bought with business credit.
Right.
Let's talk
somebody else's money.
Yeah, let's talk about that when you come back the next time.
Yeah.
Because we got a bunch of questions for what people, for some of the things that we want to talk about today. Erica, you got a question for him?
Well, my question would be, now that you have these commodities and these oils and these butters and things like that, what are you doing with them as far as product wise, besides being a distributor? I know you said that you're making some things. So what are you doing with that?
So so when I first even before thought about being a wholesaler, I was making a body butter, right? And I was mixing
Yes.
cocoa butter, vitamin E oil. I was mixing olive oil and coconut oil. And it's pretty much my main recipe that I use because I found something that I love. Then I would let my family members try it. And they were like, oh my God, darling, I need more of this. And then that's when I knew I had something. So then I would let other people try it, like people in our stage production industry. And they'd be like, man, next time I see you, you got to bring me some of that shea butter. And I tell them it's a mixture of butters. It's cocoa butter, it's olive oil, it's coconut oil. You know, it's not just shea butter. And they're like, well, whatever it is, bring it. So I started like that. But what I realized, Erica, it's a lot of work. You know, making that, it's a lot of work, you know, and in order to be efficient, I said, okay, I could focus on making a couple hundred pieces at a time, or I could supply people. They could, because pretty much anybody can make this, right? Like this is raw cocoa butter right here. What I started doing now is I put a recipe. I put my secret recipe on the back.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Now what I'm telling people to do is they can buy this stuff, and now they have a recipe where they can make their own body butters at home, and then add their own fragrance, and then add their own essential oil, and then now they can have a tailor-made body experience, a body moisturizing experience that is individual to them and their needs. You know, and we sell all the essential oils too as well: eucalyptus, tea tree, cinnamon, Roman chamomile, lavender. So all of these essential oils, you can pretty much make 1 million different products. You follow what I'm saying? Like, and that's really when I found the eureka moment, right? Is like, like I don't need to make a one single product and be stuck with that. Let the customer decide what they want. Then once they decide what they want and what works for them, because they went through the whole process of castor oil and eucalyptus oil and everything they tried, it didn't work. And then they finally find that one thing that works. Then they're like, that's what I want. And they know what they want because they know it works. They tried it. And plus it's fun. It's like a family craft, making products and stuff. It's a way to keep people together. It's just an entire community thing that I'm like really proud that I just stumbled across it, you know?
Man, well, it sounds like you got a lot going. Listen, when we come back from this short break, we're just going to take this quick break. And I want to find out, you know, I don't know, how do you come up with the right combination? I mean, you just experimenting, or is there a formula to come up with the, you know what I mean? And then we want to take a look at the website. We want to know, how do we get started in this business? We got a lot of people who's looking to get into the entrepreneur game or looking for another investment. So what do we do to get started? How do we connect with you and say, you know, how much money do we need up front? Let's talk about the business side of it. We'll do all that. If you're just joining us, we are with Dylan Lovelace. He is the owner, operator of Natures Technology. And as you can see, he's dealing with essential oils and fragrances, as well as shea butter and the combination of all of the above. And he's selling them wholesale, and there's business opportunities for you, and you can also buy them if you just want to use them. So we're going to talk about the business side of it. We're going to do all of that right after this. Hey everybody, it's Vince Eliot saying thank you for your support. Real quick, I just want to come on and say a few things real quick. First of all, you guys are amazing because some of you are supporting the show by viewing us every single week. You're financially supporting, you're telling your family and friends, people are going to the YouTube page, subscribing, hitting the notifications bell. We are growing by leaps and bounds. We got a team now. We got Erica Mack, who keeps the show on track, my co-host. We got a producer, super duper producer, Deidre. She's in the background holding it down. And we are now at a place where we are opening the window of opportunity for sponsorship. That's right. If you know of someone who has a business, or if you yourself have a business whose product or service align with our brand, we want to hear from you. Send us an email at thevinceeliot@gmail.com, and we will send you the information. We have packages as low as $100 a week. Can't beat that. Those prices are going to go up as our audience grows, so you want to get in where you fit in. Also, if you want to support the show, simply go to the Cash App now there on the screen, $ live with Vince Eliot. 1 L, 1 T in Elliott, so your money gets routed to the right place and gets used appropriately. In the meantime, we will continue to bring you information, education, inspiration, motivation, and yes, a few laughs. Look out for Lil V. He's always trying to get on the show. So in the meantime, let's get back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Live with Vince Eliot, and I am actually Vince Eliot. And that young lady that you see over there,
messing around, is Erica Mack.
She is Erica Mack, and today we have Dylan Lovelace on with us. He is telling us all about this health and wellness products. About we have to talk about, how good the products are for your health, and why they're better than, say, going to the grocery store and getting some of that stuff off the shelf. So he's got all types of things. He's got soap, shea butter, body oil, fragrances. So I would imagine that, I don't know, maybe he's got some deodorants. We'll talk about all of that type of thing. And if you have any questions about what you've heard so far, or you're just joining us, then you're going to need to go back and watch after you subscribe to the YouTube page. In the meantime, yeah. So we're going to talk about the business side of things. And wow, we got so many questions. I just want to get right back into it. So without further ado, Mr. Lovelace, tell us, how is it that you come up with these formulas to put these different, senses and fragrances and all this stuff together? You just play around with it, or, how do you do that?
Okay, so think of it like this, right? When a big company like Johnson & Johnson or Neutrogena or any one of these big, gigantic corporations, they have money, and just money to throw at research and development. Like literally millions of dollars they just throw at research and development. And what research and development is guys in a lab, pretty much,
trying
in a
things
lab.
Out.
When I say laboratory, it's pretty much just a real fancy industrialized kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has a lab. Everybody has a laboratory. So it's pretty much just a thing to melt stuff down and add water to it and take away water from it.
So what's your process? We want to know your process.
So my process was just that. I pretty much went on. I did what everybody did. Google. You Google it. You Google things. You look at other products. You study the market. You go in when you're in the store in Walmart or CVS. You look at Burt's Bees and what are they selling? You look at your competitors. What are they doing? How are they packaging? So in short, how did I come up with these formulations? Like for instance, this recipe, right, that I have. The recipe itself is just pretty much my cocoa butter, shea butter, olive oil, coconut oil, and vitamin E oil. So how did I come up with that? I went on YouTube, seen a girl, she was doing it, and it seemed like she was using olive oil and coconut oil. I decided to add in vitamin E oil because they said vitamin E is a preservative and it also is great for the skin and that stuff. So I just kind of, just played around and found that consistency that I liked. So, once I knew I liked it, and that's what I tell every last one of my customers, like, well, how do you come up with it? I say, you have to spend a little bit on research and development. You have to find something that you are passionate about. Once you got something you're passionate about, you can speak intelligently about it, right? And you could chew someone's ear off all day about it. You can be like, listen, man, I put this stuff on. It helped me with my skin, help with this, or, just find something that you absolutely love. And it's not hard because if you like all natural products from the door, like this cocoa butter, for instance, we all had some cocoa butter in the house growing up. You know what I mean? We can't lie about that, right? This cocoa butter smelled like chocolate. You know what I mean? So once you melt it down and add it to shea butter, the shea butter smells like chocolate. So it's like, I love that just by itself,
I was using Vaseline back in the 70s, but that's
and Vaseline is absolutely terrible for your skin.
Terrible for you.
For people. It's nothing but petroleum. Dylan, quick question. Do you have like little small packages for like Christmas time, like gift stakes or anything like that? Or is it just your regular sale?
So what I tried to do this year is, and I'm going to be honest, like I put out specials for like Black Friday. I put out specials for Christmas.
What specials you got for the Live with Vince Eliot viewers? That's what we want to know.
I got right now. What I'll do is anybody that's watching this show right now, I'll give you a discount code. The discount code will be original in all capital letters. I'll give everyone 10% off. For
LWVE. LWVE, Live with Vince Eliot. Put that in the chat. Yeah, Live with Vince Eliot 10.
All right.
How's that for a code?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I like that.
I create a code. What do you want me to put? LW Live with
VE. Yep, LWVE. I'm hyped over that. I got to play some music with that. You know, I mean.
LWVE. That'll be the discount code. And I'll give you, and check this out. I'll make it 15% off.
Oh! I gotta drop the beat on that one. 15%, just for my viewers. Yeah, 15%. We keep talking, it might go up to 20.
I'll get that set up as soon as the show gets off. I'll put that on, and yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that in the future. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, well, ladies. Yeah. Go ahead. I was just gonna say put the information back on the screen.
Not to get off your question, Erica. I did a bunch of specials for like Black Friday. It just seems like people like Father's Day. I had a special where you got 2 bottles of liquid black soap, you got a pound of shea, you got 2 fragrance oils. I did that all for $19.99, $20. I didn't sell one.
Wow.
Now,
I'm sorry, I was wild.
The word didn't get out.
My whole thing behind that is if I gave 2 bottles, there could be a woman's fragrance and a man's fragrance. You can add this fragrance to the liquid black soap. Yeah. Now you can make a liquid black soap body wash, and then they could share the moisturizer. I mean, that was a Father's Day. Or you could get dad 2 separate of his favorite fragrances, and then he could have his own body washes and oils, you know? And that was my thinking. But it seems like people don't, just my opinion, people haven't been buying the specials. So right now what I have is I have 5 of these oils for $25, free shipping, 5 1-ounce oils for $25, free shipping. I have also 5 pounds of shea butter. Normally is $25. We knock $5 off, so it's $19.99. $20 for 5 pounds brings it down to like $4 a pound. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I got for this year. Next year will be a lot more, obviously, because we'll be more set up. All right,
let me jump in real quick and say this because we only got like about 7 minutes left. I want to talk about the business opportunity. I want a producer to put the website and the phone number back up with the promo code, if you can add that in there real quick, which is LWVE 10. Yep. So we're calling it LWVE 10, Dylan, for the 15% off discount. LWVE 10. If you put that code in, you're going to get 15% off of. Is it off of anything they purchase, or is it off of a certain amount?
Off their entire order.
Off their entire order. So you know, that's the benefit of watching this show. So
there you go, Rhonda.
Yeah. So somebody's saying they're trying to order right now. So I'm not sure what problem they're having, but they're saying they're having some difficulty. So you may need to find out why. We can address that later. But I want to. We'll address that before we get off the show, though. I want to go into the business opportunity real quick, and talk about that.
All right.
And you know what? Before we do that, why don't we just take like 60 seconds to talk about the process? Maybe that'll answer Maria's question of why she's having difficulty. What do they need to do to order?
So what you do is you go to the website, naturestechnology.com, lovenaturestechnology.com, and you'll go to the top screen where it says shop.
Let's do this.
I'm following them. Keep going. I'm already
I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Okay.
Let's see.
Right, and once you get to the shop, you're gonna see in this top hand corner here. Let's see, in the top hand corner. Yeah. This top hand corner, you're gonna see 3 little lines. That's gonna bring you to the shop. Or on the computer, you'll see where it says shop. But if you're on your phone, you'll have to hit those 2 little lines in the top left corner, and then you just hit shop. And then the shop will give you all of our, I don't know if you can see that. Go back up to the top there, Vince. So top where it says shop is where you want to go. Hit the shop. You see that right there? Yup. And then shop, you can go raw butters and soaps, raw shea butter and soaps and lotions in bulk, shea butters and lotions. Yeah, so just you scroll through that shop and that pretty much get you around. There's fragrance oils, there's sage. The sage has been huge right now. Like I can't say enough great things about Sage. That Sage is going to be my next big investment.
You even got the small business startup bundle. So yeah,
yes.
Let that be a segue into the startup, business. So talk about how I can get started in the business.
Well, you can get started. Now, this is just one of the bundles. I can pretty much tailor make it for anyone, but this small business bundle right here is a case of shea, a case of black soap. It's 25 pounds of shea butter, 36 pounds of African black soap. You get 24 different fragrance oils in a 1/3 ounce bottle. And then you get 36 containers to package your shea butter in. You get 12 8-ounce, 12 16-ounce, 12 32-ounce. And it's just enough for you to break it down. And you should be able to turn upwards of about a $700 profit. So if you invest $250 plus $50 shipping, that's a $300 investment. Will turn you back if you sell everything. And if you scroll back down, scroll all the way back down where you just were. You see that right there? Total minimum revenue is $630. That's if you sold everything for $5 here, $6 here. If you just broke everything down, and if you look at the profit margin, that's a 60% profit margin. So
that's really good.
That's why I tell people, don't think about the shipping. You know what I mean? Because you're lucky enough if you find something where you can make a 30% margin, or 30% margin is great. So right there, the margins are there. Don't
right, because if you end up paying, you get the bundle and you end up paying $50 in shipping. Yeah. You just made $600-700. So you're still doing good.
Yeah, you at least made 50% back. So yeah.
Yeah, and then the thing is remember, these are products that people are going to reorder. So this is residual income right here, folks. This isn't like you just sell somebody one time and they're gone. If you find and you get a customer that loves your product, they're ordering off you monthly. So your job is to build and keep providing that high quality product and keep building your inventory, and that's what I did. I just kept building on my inventory so I could offer more products for our customers.
Awesome.
Yeah, all different kinds of incense we have. The sage is, I can't click on that sage right there. I can't say enough thing. That big one in the middle right there. Yeah. Those sage sticks right there, they smell amazing. Sage is a sacred herb that a lot of people, especially in the indigenous cultures, use. They give it away as blessings to people's homes if they're moving into a new space. It helps bring about positive energy. And that's the whole concept behind Nature's Technology, is taking what's natural from Mother Nature. That's so important. Nature's Technology. If man plants it, it's not natural. Shea butter trees are not planted. They've been around for thousands of years. We're lucky enough to be able to get it from the people who harvest it from the tree, and they actually wait till it falls. When it falls, when the shea nuts fall, they pick up a certain portion, and that's the great thing about when you deal with indigenous groups. They don't just take all the nuts. They take just enough, and then they leave a bunch there so the soil stays nutrient.
Rich in
the soil.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So same with the sage. The sage, the indigenous groups we buy from, they don't sell us all of their sage. They take a portion of it and they make it available for commercial use. The majority of it they keep. So we're very lucky that they've allowed us to take part in their traditions, and we're very proud to be a part of that tradition. One thing we did in our people, especially in the South, especially at the time when they were just setting slaves free, we were growing our own products. You know what I mean? We were dealing in commodities. That's what our ancestors did. We dealt in commodities. So much to the fact that when the slaves were free and we finally got a piece of a land, first thing we started growing was some watermelon, right? And then those blacks became rich off of selling watermelons, and that's where that whole stigmatism came from, because whites were mad that blacks were making money selling watermelon. So that should let everybody know that this is our ancestors calling us back. You know what I mean? We're in a whole new realm now. We're in a whole new world of the way on how we do business. The world is much smaller now.
All right, let me ask a quick question. So the info at lovenaturetechnology.com, that's the email. And what do we use that for?
You can use that email to also, and I prefer you guys contact me through email or through the phone. getting to me through Facebook is just so hard because of the fact that it just takes. I get so many responses through Facebook, and Facebook doesn't give you a clean way on how to organize all those messages.
So is that, well, my question is that for the business opportunity, or what is that for?
Any question. So that is for any question you have pertaining to how to navigate the website. If you have a question on how to make recipes, if you have a question on, you want something like knowing how to package something, like we're here to help our customers grow. I'm here to help them grow.
Awesome.
So am I to understand that? And when we're talking about business and thinking entrepreneurial, you are a distributor who is willing to disperse information, give information to those who would like to take these great commodities that you have and create a product, and you'll help them do that. Is that correct?
Yeah. And the reason why I want to help them is because I just don't want to sell to them one time. Mm-hmm. I want I want to build a long-term relationship. And I figure it's harder to leave your friends, right? You know what I mean? So if I build a relationship with someone and truly care about their business and help their business grow, they're going to continue to buy. And I can continue to keep giving them a great price. To me, it's just good business. To build a business, a successful business, it's all about relationships, building solid relationships, not just trying to sell somebody a product. There's been times where customers haven't been happy, and I say, you know what, send the whole thing back. I'll refund your money 100%, and I've done that once or twice, because a lot of people don't know about raw shea butter. They think it's supposed to be pretty, and sometimes
they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah. So, but the thing is I don't want any bad publicity. Whatever I have to do, it's really no risk, And now if I see somebody taking advantage of it, obviously I might be a lollipop, but I'm far from a sucker. So don't, I am somebody who could be taken advantage of. Don't get it twisted, so I'm here to help. And, I think my vision is to get these commodities in the hands of our community, help them establish their business line, and now we have a supply chain. It's ours. We own it. We control it.
Well, it sounds like you know a lot about the business. We didn't talk a lot about health benefits, but I think most people who are watching, they already know.
We need more time.
Yeah. We're going to have to bring you back on, man, because, you got the soaps and you got the oils and you got the fragrances.
I heard somebody saying about deodorant. Like, I'm waiting to find the deodorant's very easy to make. Really shea butter and baking soda with a few essential oils, and I can show you where to get the containers from. I can show you how to do the labeling, but I can't do everything, so eventually I will get into end user products, but I'm looking for people who want to make an end user product. I will help them, and I will even help you sell. If you make a great end user product, that's great. I'll put it on my website,
Sounds like a partnership opportunity.
Yeah.
Sounds like a partnership opportunity. Yeah. Well, thank you, man. I know that we could probably easily do another 30, 45 minutes and still leave off some information. So we're going to ask you to come back on the show again.
What I'd like to do is, hey, Vince, can I bring on next time? I want to bring on some of the people who do buy from me, because there's some people that make an extraordinary end user product. I would like to bring them on with me and kind of show how the supply line works, how the supply chain works.
Sure. Yeah,
and
we can do that.
To you, we can promote their business on your site, on your podcast, and they can tell you all about the end user products.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I think that's what a lot of people are looking for, right? They want that end user product.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Listen, stick around for us backstage, and we'll catch up with you as we close out the show. Erica and I will. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. You gave some great information, great education, and you gave us an opportunity to get into business and make some money, another stream of income. It's all about multiple streams of income. And so we will talk to you in a moment. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Eric, wow. Another great guest. Another great guest with great information. And look, what we didn't harp on a lot was the fact that, this makes it for a great Christmas gift. I mean, 'tis the season, right? I mean, if you like me, our family is doing the Secret Santa. And so it's 5 of us. And
y'all put names?
Yeah, we pull names. And guess who's the only one who's still sweating bullets because they don't have their gifts bought yet? That would be me. So who knows?
2 weeks. Well,
maybe the person I'm buying for might appreciate some of this, some of these products. I don't know. I got to come up with something.
I mean, but if they want to create and make their own, then yes. But if they don't want to do that, they're going to be like, you're going to have to go back.
I can't ask them because then that would blow the Secret Santa, right?
Oh, no, you'd be like my husband who done already showed me half of my gifts. Because
you want to make sure he gets it right. I can take it back if you don't. I still got time.
Right. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Just like...
How long have you known me? That's my wife. Just think about me. I'd be like, that's too much pressure because if I get it wrong, And
I'm like, it's just not that hard. I'm like, we could go back afterwards. Just let me be surprised. That's But yeah, so he's like, no, I didn't show you everything. You showed me enough
to know you wasn't paying attention to what I like. Well, we want to say thank you to our viewers. I hope you guys found value in this show. What's up to Maria, Kanae, Rhonda, Anita, on and on and on. Tracy, Elvette, and those of you who chose not to comment, but you watch on a regular basis. I want to remind you guys that we need your support. We need your support, and not only support in telling other people about the show and having them come on and subscribe, but we need your financial support. As you can see right now, we don't have any sponsors. We're trying to get the word out more and more to people so we can build up an audience big enough to warrant sponsors because they want to know how many people are watching. And don't be confused by what you see in the upper left-hand corner there. It says how many people are watching, because people are watching that don't register based on how they click in or don't click in. They might just watch from the little icon. So what we find out is that there's usually somewhere between 150 and 300 people that end up watching live. Whether they watch the whole show or not, it just depends on the person. But what we're asking is that you go to our Cash App, $ Live with Vince Eliot, 1 L, 1 T in the name Eliot, so it gets routed to the right place. And, whatever you do will be helpful to help us to pay for our subscriptions and all the things that we do. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. We'll see more of that information. Erica, I'm going to give you the last word. More of that information will be on the ending screen. So if you could do that today, like right now, because you're going to forget. You're going to say, oh, I really want to support the show. I forgot to send that $50, that $150, that $500, that $5,000 I was going to send, or that $5 that you were going to send. You can do that. All of it is appreciated, but please do it now before you forget, particularly on the Cash App, and we'll have that information up on the ending screen so you'll be able to see that. In the meantime, Erica, what do you want to say before we leave?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go and like us on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure that you click like this video. This was great information. Thank you, Alvette. Yes, it was very informative. And also remember that we are nothing without God, and this show is nothing without you. And we will see you next Tuesday at 7:55.
Peace. We love you.